Hey y'all, so this is going to be a little weird. I am clearly, by the title of this video, I'm probably going to name it Disney World 2020 Packing. Obviously I'm packing a little different because of, if you guys are wondering why the heck I'm holding up a sign instead of saying, it's because YouTube is people's videos for saying it. Because of misinformation. So during the processing of a video, technology is crazy now. It actually like hears things. It can hear if you're cursing, and it can choose to that so that advertisers don't have their videos run, or their advertisements run on videos that they feel are not appropriate. Okay. So now that we got that out of the way with, clearly, yes, I'm going to Disney World during, and if you have a problem with that, like maybe don't watch this video. So first disclaimer is that I haven't done anything up till this point. Like, I'm sure we've all haven't done anything because we've all been in the same situation, though some of us have lived our lives differently, and we all need to live our lives and do what's best for our family. I've chosen to be extremely safe up until this trip. At the beginning of, I literally, because of my lung and heart issues, wouldn't even go pick up my grocery orders. My friends did it for me. I have some amazing friends that helped me out with that. So it's been like, I've been safer than probably 90% of people I know. Jackson has not gone in stores since March, with the exception of very recently I took him to a store right when they were closing and they were empty, that had a lot of Halloween decorations. It's called At Home here, and I took him in there to practice not touching stuff or listening to mommy. He's aware of the sicky bugs, as we call it, and we just practiced some of that before the trip. So that was the first time he'd been in a store since March, and like I said, everyone's got to do what's best for their family. So if you have a problem with the fact that I'm doing this, then okay. So I'm going to talk about my travel agent some in this video, probably towards the end when I show you guys the carry-on bags. I'm just going to go through everything. Now, this is like how I pack for Disney regardless. I had a video last year. It's actually made private. So it's not currently like on my YouTube anymore. But it's going to be very similar with the exceptions of stuff I didn't have to add prior to the situation. We'll call it the situation. Like this. Okay, so Justin's mom actually made this for me. It's perfect. I'm going to take it. So I'm just going to start with probably the carry-on bag I'm taking. So I'm taking 2 backpacks, and actually going to start with these. I'll go through them at the end. I'm just going to jump into this. I'm taking 2 backpacks, and this one is Jackson's. It's going to just have his stuff to keep him entertained on the plane. Justin's mom actually got that for him. I had bought this one for him. That one's a little cooler. It has a lunchbox and everything. I dig this one. That's why I bought it for him. He's really into Mario right now. So my space backpack, you guys have been following me for a while, has kind of gotten to the point I've had since he was a baby of just like biting the dust. It's just really worn and ragged. So I went ahead and bought this bag. So this is going to be what I carry in the park, and what I carry on the plane. So this one will be in the park with us as well. It's going to have stuff that is like, I don't know, not valuable. Not like, yeah, just basically if it's not valuable, it'll be left in the stroller. I'm going to cover the stroller situation in a minute. I am taking a stroller. Jackson is now, as of last night, I measured him 45 inches. So what is that? 3 feet 9 inches, I think. It's insane. Like, he's so tall. So he doesn't usually use a stroller anymore. I did take one. I did actually take him to the zoo at one point when they reopened, because they did reservations and they were at like 20% capacity. It was outside. That is one thing I took him to do, but I kept him in the stroller the whole time. And I was okay with that because it was outside the whole time. So he did ride in it recently. Well, I don't remember what it was. It was maybe a couple months ago. So he has been to do that, but he was in the stroller and it was outdoors the whole time. So I did take the stroller for that. Now, he doesn't usually sit in a stroller. I did it for that because I didn't want him touching railing or anything like that, or I wanted to be able to control his distance from people, even though we were outside and the zoo kept reminding everyone to keep their distance. It was almost like a test run for Disney, but at the time I hadn't booked my last minute trip. If you don't know, we were actually supposed to go in May, just me and Jackson, a special mommy and me trip. And it was inspired last year when my travel agent, who I'll talk about in a little bit, Denise, told me about how she would take like her kids on mommy and me trips and like how special they were. And I was like, I would love to do that, but I'm gonna wait till he's a little older. And so for his birthday, I was supposed to take him, and they weren't open. So last minute, I decided, you know what, we're going. Anyways, so that's the backstory there if you don't know. So his stroller, I have some stuff I'm going to show you guys, but my best tip about strollers is, even if your kid is older and doesn't usually use strollers, Jackson's very active. He's very, very active, and he doesn't usually use a stroller anymore. Very rarely, like, will I do one, like do it where I pull out and use one like I did for the zoo. But there is no tired like Disney tired when you have been walking that much. Last time we were there, my app said we walked like 10 miles the first day. And that was like from the airport to Disney Springs and back to our resort, just like walking. That wasn't even the park. So there is no tired like Disney tired. And I fully do not expect him to be able to last that whole time walking, especially considering this trip I didn't get a meal plan. I had a meal plan for the May trip, and I had it to where like one time each day we would go into a restaurant where it's like characters and fun, but none of that is going on right now. Well, you can do that, but it's very limited on the restaurants. For instance, Cinderella's Castle just reopened. That was one of the places we were going to do breakfast again. I was going to take his Prince Charming costume, recreate some pictures. I'm still a little sad about that, but the princesses won't be there. So for me, that meal plan experience, I just am like, just forget it. I'm not going to do it this trip. Our whole point in this is that the lines are shorter when you go during the week and you plan it out right. Currently, the lines are shorter, the wait times are shorter. However, on the weekends, I have heard it is getting busy again. I don't think Disney's ever going to be like this again. So I'm like, you know what, we're going. And the focus of this trip, and it was kind of the focus of May, is just rides and having fun. And with May, I did 2 quick service and like 1 sit down, but I ended up not doing a meal plan when I rebooked and decided to go because I don't eat much and Jackson is very picky. So I was like, you know what, let's just focus on, as many rides as possible. When we get hungry, we'll eat. I did pack some snacks. So I'm going to go, this is going to be a long talky video. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to go through some of the stuff I packed for my carry-on. So I've got the 2 backpacks. Those are going with us on the plane. And then I have a carry-on, which some of this stuff won't be in there on the way back. And my point of taking the carry-on, I'm flying Southwest, is to be able to bring souvenirs back without worrying about like TSA or the airport people just throwing my crap around and breaking my souvenirs or whatever. So that's kind of what I did last time, and I'm gonna do it again. So I am packing our cloth masks in the carry-on. Obviously through the airport we're gonna have to have masks. I'll show you guys that in a minute, but I'm not like doing matching outfits this time. I know that's like very not like me. I wanted it to be like cheap on our clothes. I didn't want to spend a bunch of money. I'm wearing mostly my gym clothes because I want to go crazy shopping. I just want to shop and forget that it's So I've got these little masks for Jackson. Now I also have disposable ones because I don't know, because I haven't been taking him in stores, and like he likes wearing masks, and he likes when we go through drive-through or something like that, like he likes wearing his little cloth masks. He wore one like at his birthday. We did like a car parade and only immediate family, like grandparents afterwards for cake and stuff. And we didn't even eat cake because this was in May. We just like blew out his candle and like, okay, it's over. Like, because it was in May at this, like right kind of when all this started. So, yeah, I don't know what he's going to be comfortable. At the zoo, he was comfortable with a disposable one I had adjusted, but I want to see what he feels most comfortable with. Also, it rains a lot in Florida, so I'm thinking these are going to get wet easily. We're probably going to stick with disposable, but we'll just have to see what happens. I'm going to be vlogging, so I'll let you guys know as we experience it. I had to buy a new stroller fan. I highly recommend these, and that's just because the bendy part right here was like busted. When we took him to the zoo, I went with my friend. We took him to the zoo and it just kept like dangling and hitting his face. And so I bought another one because, okay, Stroller Hack. Okay, like, especially when you're waiting for the buses and stuff like that, kids get so tired by the end of the day, or if they just need a break. And everyone kept saying like, oh man, he's got it made in there. So I would clip this on his visor, pull the visor over last trip, have a little fan blowing on him. And then I have a stroller cover I'm going to show you guys for the rain. It's awesome. I highly recommend it. But what I would do was, especially when it was like drizzling or raining, like I would put the fan on in there so it wouldn't get really hot and stuffy, while he had basically a giant raincoat on his stroller. So the stroller will be parked in between. He's going to be walking mostly. So as we go to like each section of each park, for instance, like say when we're in Hollywood Studios and Toy Story Land, like I'm going to park the stroller. Most of the time, I'm just going to be like pushing it to whatever area of the park we're in and leaving it in stroller parking. We're not going to be using it, but it will be holding my non-valuables and it will be covered. I'm just going to keep it covered because this time of year it's raining so much in Florida. And I also have like our Disney ponchos for us, but I kept my stroller completely dry, all my stuff completely dry doing this last time. Whenever I parked it, I just like put the rain cover on and just left it and walked away. So I highly recommend that, because even if you have your poncho and you're like on a ride somewhere and you come back and it's rained, your stroller, everything's wet. So I recommend keeping everything in Ziploc bags, even with the stroller cover. I'm still going to do that, but I highly recommend these rain covers. I'll try to add all of this to my Amazon page. If you need a link, especially I have an Amazon page, I just keep like, you know, all this stuff in one place. And I'll try to just link that. That way people can just find it easily, but give me a day or two if it's not in the description box already. So I'm not taking any of our ears. I'm just taking our 2 hats because we're going to buy ears. We always buy new ears. So this is my bag that's going on the plane, just reminding you guys. I packed my swimsuit and Jackson's swimsuit because I planned the first day to take him to Disney Springs and then go swimming. And that's pretty much it. Our flight's very, 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 very early in the morning. So we'll have a full day where we can kind of go to Disney Springs and swim and stuff like that before our first park day. So I have that and his like little, not water shoes, but these are what he takes to the pool and stuff, little sandals and flip-flops for me for the pool. And the reason I put that in my carry-on bag is because of the buses are running a little differently. The Magical Express, they sent a letter in the mail saying that the buses are running slower, to be sure that you pack whatever you need that first day in a carry-on. And if you arrive later in the evening, you might not even get your luggage till the next day. So if you don't know, the Magical Express picks you up for free when you're staying at this Disney resorts. It's a big bus. I love it because you don't need a car seat. Like, I love it so much. You don't need a car seat. It's a big, nice bus. You don't have to think about your luggage again. Once you check it with the airport stuff, the Disney Express picks it up for you. It's so awesome. So it is running a little differently because the capacity and all that. So just in case, my luggage takes forever to get there, I will have like our swim stuff and we can just head to the pool and not worry about that. Everything else, like my prescriptions and stuff, will also be in here. Anything I would need immediately. And that includes Disney ponchos. Like I said, it's raining a lot in Florida right now. So if we're in Disney Springs, I want to make sure I have these in case it starts raining. So if you're an OG Disney person, you remember these yellow ponchos. I really wish they still made them like this, because this is my poncho from 30 something years ago. I'm not even kidding you guys. I'm 36. This poncho is at least 30 years old. And it has made it every Disney trip. I've never had to replace it. It's never gotten torn, although they will replace it for free if yours gets torn. It's never happened. I like knock on some serious something, because God don't let it happen this trip. But this is my ride or die. I love it. I got Jackson his own poncho last time. Don't love the new ponchos, but I have it. So be sure, if you're, gonna be out and about outside in Florida, that you have your ponchos ready. My dad joked that, like, last time I saw him, to be sure to take my poncho, and like how I grew up going to Disney a ton as a kid. We didn't have a lot of money, but my parents focused on two things: our education and awesome vacations. And like that, they would scrimp and save and bust their butts so that we could have those things. So my dad was like, don't forget your poncho. And I was like, yeah, never will, Dad. And he was like, we used to put it on every day, like right before 3 o'clock, and because we knew it would rain, and everyone would look at us like we're crazy. Then it would start pouring rain, and they'd be like, oh. And it's so funny because he says that story every time before I go to Disney. It cracks me up. I love it though. So this is another like weird thing I'm packing, I guess, because we don't have a meal plan. Fruit. So Jackson's extremely picky, and he wanted a banana last time. Thank God I had a SNAP credit, because when I saw the price on one banana at our resort, I was like, it was like $2.38 or something like that. I checked last night. We checked last night, and it was like $2.38 for fruit. And I'm like, for a banana? Come on, Disney. So I'm packing his strawberries to put in the fridge at the resort, and oranges. And yes, you can take food through TSA. I have taken a whole cake before, because I used to have a cake company, and my Nana requested one of my cakes one of my trips to California. So I took a whole cake through TSA. So yes, you can take fruit through TSA, in case you're wondering. And then I'll just leave these, like throw them out before we leave. I'm not going to bring them back. I know he's going to eat through all his strawberries and oranges, and I'm going to take bananas too. So that will be extra room in the carry-on for souvenirs. Stroller-wise, my last name's on this. Stroller-wise, I highly recommend these. They're gate check bags. Again, I will add this on Instagram, but it completely covers your stroller. The first thing, we've used our stroller, this thing was awesome. It's been awesome on the stroller line. First, you strap it. This is something we bought separately. So you strap the stroller so it doesn't like open or come unclipped, right? And then you put, I will put all this stuff on the Amazon store so it's all in one place. I don't want to link everything. That will take me forever. So, sorry. This Gate Check Pro, you pull it over your stroller. You put your stroller in the bag after you've secured it, and it protects your stroller from wear and tear. I love my stroller. I don't ever want to not have my stroller. I know people prefer to rent, but a lot of people that rented strollers on the ride back from the bus, basically every night when we got on the bus last time, people were like, what stroller is that? Because the way it folds, it's just really awesome. I have the Downton Abbey, my God, that's a show, Heather. The Downton, the Graco Downton, I don't know. I'll find it and put it right here. So, yeah, my stroller is awesome. I did a whole video on it. It's amazing. It has lasted from like newborn phase till now 4 years old, and I never want to not have it. So I always take it, and I use this Gate Check Pro bag. It protects your stroller. So if you're like me and like your stroller, I highly recommend it. So that is in the bag right now, but when I get to the gate, because I will be taking Jackson through the airport in the stroller just to keep him safe and not touching things, and yeah, so it also gives him a place to sit so he can play his tablet or whatever. So I'll cover it at the gate. Also, I really recommend, and Denise does too, I believe that she put that in her file too, is decorating your stroller. You have to go like all out. I went a little extra. They sell like stroller badges and stuff like that, like that you can put on your stroller. I made one last time and I never took it off. It's like giant. I'll insert a picture here. It's just this giant like sign. It's like Toy Story themed. And then I put ribbon on it. I actually ended up never taking it off. It's been on there over a year because like whenever there's stroller parking at the zoo or whatever, my stroller sticks out, and I don't know, everyone always compliments it. So I leave it on there. I never took it off, so now I'll have to worry about it this trip. It's already on there. And it makes it really easy to find your stroller. Sometimes the cast members move the strollers and rearrange them as they need to, just so that they can make room. But it also helps when they rearrange the strollers and you're like, where's my stroller? I know I left it right here. It helps you find it too. All right, the only other two things I have at the moment in this bag are our 2 water jugs I'm taking with us. So that's it for the carry-on that's going to go above our head. And like I said, the plan is to there will be more room in it coming back. So that will be for souvenirs, and I'm going to leave room in our backpacks for souvenirs. And if I have to, I'm just going to ship from the resort. If I get too crazy and I end up having to ship stuff, it just is what it is. That's the level of bringing souvenirs. I am back shopping for myself. I have lost 150 pounds, so I'm finally going to shop till I drop, especially with clothes and stuff at Disney, because I've worked really hard and I'm really excited to be able to do that. So 20 minutes into me talking, we've got through one bag. I talk so much. Always a complaint. Okay, so this is going to be, the next thing I'm going to do is my giant luggage. As I go through it, I'll tell you what something, like if I took it before or if this is because of this. Okay, so I took snacks before. I did. I got a little crazy with like his cheese crackers and stuff because like I said, when we have the meal plan, you have meals and then you have your snack credits, and there's just none of that this time. So I took a lot of snacky stuff that I know Jackson really, really likes, because he's so picky that if he just doesn't like something in the park, which last time, like, he was able to find stuff, but there was also a lot more options because I had so many different reservations. Last trip, every single meal was like a big to-do character meal, like every single meal. So it's like he had a lot more options he's just not going to have this time. So I even like thought about packing Uncrustables, or Crustables, whatever they're called. I usually make them myself, but are they called Crustables? I don't know. I thought about packing those, and I'm like, you know what? No, because like he's either gonna get so hungry that he eats that mac and cheese, even though it's not like the mac and cheese he likes, or he just is not gonna eat, or he can just eat cheese crackers. I don't know. So I have that, and I have, let's see, I know I have more food in here. I'm like, I know there's more food in here. This is just like my toiletry bag. Obviously you always take toiletries on trips. I did pack this last time because it was recommended by Denise, and actually I started doing this most of the time when I travel, because I hate that hotels only give you bar soap for your hands. So this was on the last Disney trip I took. Denise had this in the packet of ideas of stuff to bring. I was like, you know what? That's genius. So especially during I'm taking this to keep in our room, so we're not just using bar soap. So another thing I took last time is I took obviously pain relievers for myself, my pain medication because I'm chronically ill. If you don't know, I don't know why you would know this, but if you're just finding this, I'm chronically ill. I have heart issues. I'm sick a lot, so I have to take a lot of medicine. So I will be packing all my medications in my carry-on. But I also packed stuff like this for Jackson and myself. I packed just like normal. I don't have normal ibuprofen, to be real with you guys. Like all my stuff is like 800 milligrams and stuff like that because I'm chronically ill with a pain condition. So, but my point is, if you're going, you should always pack just some like Aleve or something for yourself and then something for your kids. And you should do this every trip. I do this no matter where we're going. Even if we're going to like Great Wolf Lodge or something like that, I always pack like kids medicine in case he gets sick and feels uncomfortable or whatever. Or like before when he was younger, he was teething. He was a late teether. So anyways, just that's pretty normal standard stuff. Even the hand soap for when it's not. I just keep hearing Cardi B in my head screaming that. If y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay. I also found this awesome organizer for vitamins on Amazon. So you can put your medicines in here. I just put all my daily vitamins. It's got nighttime, daytime. Didn't have this last time, but it's pretty awesome. So that's a really good way to travel with all the vitamins. When it comes to my prescription meds, I just take the whole bottles. I'm going to tell you guys, you might think I'm an overpacker, but the one time in my life, I was like, I'm not going to be an overpacker. I'm going to pack the bare necessities, exactly what I need. I'm not kidding, you guys. I cannot go into detail. I'm not kidding. For legal reasons, I can't go into detail. But I was in a boat fire and like stuck at sea for quite a bit. And so yeah, I really, had wished I had packed extra clothes and extra medicine because I ran out of heart medicine and I got really, really sick. So life lesson there, it's okay to be an overpacker and don't pack. You might think a couple extra days of your prescription medications is enough, but alas, it wasn't for me. So I will always take my full medications with me on any trip. Never again. So just a little life tip from me after a hellish experience. So that's all of the food. I think I don't know. I might find. Nope, it's not all the food. I have some like cereal bars and stuff in here also. Some of those snacks are for me. Yeah, I got more snacks for me. I got lots of snacks, and I'm gonna pack some in the park bag. Obviously I'm not gonna pack all this. I've got Ziploc bags in here. I'm trying to I've got this all packed perfectly, which I'll just show you guys right now in a clip. I got everything packed and then I thought about it and I'm like, I'm gonna sit there and pack this perfectly and then unpack it. But anyways, okay, so I did this last time. I carry Ziploc bags with me like this, right? And then when I get to the hotel or resort, whatever, get settled, then the night before, I divvy out what snacks Jackson might need or I might need. And then I put it in the bag for the next day. That way I'm not toting a whole box of cheese crackers or whatever. And then this isn't something I usually carry, gloves, but y'all know why. And I don't know if I'll need them, but just the paranoid part of me was like, I'm going to take gloves. I'm going to take gloves. Okay. So, I actually packed this in my backpack, which I'll show you guys later, some of this too, but I still use bibs for Jackson. He's 4, but I don't like having to change his shirt a lot. I like his clothes staying nice and clean, and he is far less messy than he was when he was younger, obviously, but he's still 4. He's a boy. Sometimes he's messy when he eats. So especially because sometimes Disney food can be messy and delicious, but I packed bibs for him. And then because of the current situation of 2020, I still have some of these table things that stick to the table. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. These were amazing when he was still really little and a toddler. You Chick-fil-A has them and stuff. You open them. I ordered them on Amazon. These are from when he was younger. and you just like pull the tabs off and they stick to the table. And the reason I'm taking these is because he will sometimes still drop food off his plate and then eat it, which is fine if we're at home. But we're going to obviously be having to, you know, eat there. So if we're stopping at a table area or something, I'm obviously going to disinfect it. But I also will be putting one of these down just to be extra safe, because I don't want him, if he drops something onto something I just disinfected, like eating chemicals either. I don't know if any of this makes sense, but I don't know. So I've got some drop-ins. I've had a bypass. I can't drink water straight without feeling ill. So I use water drop-ins to like flavor water. They're sugar-free. Kind of like Crystal Light with no sugar. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Then I have this. I would definitely be taking regardless of the current situation of the year. These are like Antibacterial Wet Wipes and Purell wipes, and I cannot even believe this stuff is being restocked. I walked into the grocery store the other day and I was just like, the only thing I couldn't find was Lysol. They had just restocked everything. I was like, oh my God, I haven't seen this much chemicals or like hand sanitizer, like actual Purell, not the vodka-y smelling stuff. I've been making my own, but I actually found Purell, and I'm taking Bath and Body Works stuff like hooked on to our backpack, like the little holders, pocket backs, whatever. Okay, so this looks crazy right now. I am taking Clorox wipes for the room. I plan on disinfecting the room a lot just to be extra safe. I know Disney's already very clean, always very clean, but I'm being extra safe. I'm taking these. I probably, when we go into the park, I will put some in those Ziploc bags I showed you. I'll probably pull some of these out and put them in there. And this is what I'll use to probably like clean the tables if we stop and there's a place to eat beforehand. So I've got a giant thing of this, and I saran wrapped under the lid so that, because this is going in my checked bag, so that if it leaks, well, to prevent it from leaking. So there's that. I also, let's see, I keep everything in bags. That way if something leaks, it won't get onto my clothes or it will be contained within the bag. So in here I have my sunscreens and I'm going to be like bug spray. I'm going to be really, really, really honest. Never, ever, 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 ever have I ever in all my years, since I'm going to Disney since I was like 2, okay, have I ever needed bug spray in Disney. And if you look it up, they are just... They're like, look up like Disney mosquitoes and chickens. Just do it. Just Google it. It's insane the amount of thought they put into keeping mosquitoes away from you at Disney World. So I have never, ever, 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 ever needed this, but 2020, I am going to pack it. Just saying that. I start feeling mosquito bites, which I've never had in Disney. I've never had to wear bug spray. Just in case, I'm going to take it because 2020 is testing us all. All right, so I got some cooling towels because it is like still hot. It's always hot in Florida. But it wasn't too hot in February. We had a couple days where we like wore sweaters. But okay, so I packed cooling towels. These are really helpful when it's really hot. So I got those for me and Jackson. So I packed some of those. Then, like I said, bypass, especially now with the bypass. Sometimes I get sick. So I have these these are like those hospital throw it bags. They make it honestly, like if you have motion sickness, car sickness, or kids in general, and you want to make vomiting just not a nightmare, these are the best thing in the world. Okay, I had them actually not even to do with my bypass, but my pregnancy, because I had hyperemesis. Am I saying that right? I always say it's either hyperemesis or hyperemesis. I can't remember, but people yell at me if I mispronounce it. So I had that very, very, very bad my whole pregnancy, and I had to carry these everywhere. I was constantly vomiting. It was a lot. So these are a lifesaver in any situation. You can buy them on Amazon. They're amazing. I highly recommend everyone buy them and just keep them in their house, especially if your kid gets sick. You don't have to hand them a trash bag. Just leave them on their nightstand so they have something to barf in the night. Anyways, it's going to be a long video. So these These are trash bags. I used this last time. Anytime I'm going to be staying in like a hotel for like an extended period of time, I always take larger trash bags. Especially if you're going to be getting, you know, like we'd have pizza at the resort last time and like take it back to the room, and then I just can't leave trash in my room. So I put them all in the big trash can and walk it to like I put it all in the big trash bag and walk it to like the trash can outside the room. I don't like my hotel rooms being gross or dirty or food or whatever. I'm like a little crazy about it. So I do take my own trash bags because the hotel trash cans are rarely big enough for trash. Just my thought. I always decline mousekeeping. I don't really like people, even when like I'm traveling and I'm not going to Disney, I always put the no housekeeping, like do not enter, whatever. I just don't like people in my hotel rooms. Like I'm weird about it, and I keep everything very clean, and if I need cheese I just call. So anyways, that's just me. Everyone's different. So these are wipes for Jackson for pooping. He's gonna kill me one day when he sees this video when he's like 16. Oh my god, Mom. Anyways, little booty wipes for him. Obviously he's potty trained. So this is the stroller cover I told you guys about. This is a new one from Amazon. The one I had last trip ripped, and it was like the last day. And when I got back, I contacted the seller and I was like, you know, it was really great, but it ripped. And they were like, just send it back and we'll give you a refund or we'll give you another one. And I chose refund because I didn't really need another one, but I did. So I rebought from the same seller now. I highly recommend him. I will put that in the Amazon store too, or whatever, Amazon page. I don't know what to call it, like where it's all under one thing. So yeah, this thing is so awesome. And the seller was really amazing last year. And yeah, I can't recommend it enough. I'll try to find a picture of it. And if I can't, sorry, just watch the vlogs, and I'll actually just watch the vlogs and I'll show you guys, because I don't think I have a picture of it on the stroller from last year. Not that I can think of. So these are the packs of disposable masks because it rains a lot in Disney, like I said. So I'm assuming our masks are probably going to get wet. These are mine. I packed, how many is this? 20? 20? I figured that'd be enough between that and my disposable. Disney has masks they sell. So, I mean, just as a souvenir in itself, I will be buying those too. Just like, how can you go to Disney during 2020 and not buy one of those masks? You know what I'm saying? As a souvenir. And then I found these, and this is 10 for Jackson. And if for whatever reason he runs out of these, I know that I can use these. This is what I used at the zoo for him. I just like tied a knot so that it fit him in case he doesn't want to wear the cloth ones. But these are kid ones I found at the grocery store. Disposables, supposed to fit them better. And they were actually really reasonably priced. Okay. So this, when we get to the hotel, checked in, get to the room, when all my luggage comes finally, I'm going to disinfect all of it. I'm actually going to disinfect our room, and then we're going to leave. I'm going to take him to Disney Springs. Like once we first get there, I'm just going to spray everything with this. This is called Microban. Actually, this company used to make a hand sanitizer back in, I'd say it was around like 2007, 2008. And it was like, it was called like Liquid Glove, but it was like Microban. It was the same thing. It stayed on your hands up to 24 hours, still killing and bacteria. And I remember thinking like, this is genius, but I kept having asthma issues. Like my asthma kept getting triggered, and my doctor's the one that said it's actually probably that stuff you're using. Because he asked like, are you using anything different, this and that, when I went to my pulmonologist. I'm like, what is the name of that specialist? My pulmonologist. And he was the one that pointed out it's probably that special sanitizer stuff. So I had to stop using it. So when this came out, with Lysol being like a hard thing to find, everyone that found this was telling me about it. And I was like, ew, I'm kind of scared because that liquid glove stuff they used to make used to mess with my asthma. But so that's why I'm going to spray the room and we're just going to leave. I have not used this yet ever. Like I said, the product they used to have was a hand sanitizer. So maybe this won't do that, but I'm just going to spray everything. So I also found this in the store. I have seen a lot of this. This is a disinfectant too, much like Lysol. Actually said something about the you know what on back. So I have a small can of this. I actually have two. I'm going to take this one with me actually in my carry-on. Yeah. So that's pretty much all that's like different that I'm taking this trip. I think I haven't gone through the 2 backpacks. Those will be a breeze. I just want to show you quickly how I pack, like, for trips, especially now that I have a kiddo. So basically each park day, I don't know if you can see, Animal Kingdom, Jackson's outfit is in here. I had him go through the clothes with me that he wants to wear, so there's no arguing. That's something we do anyway. He's very picky about his clothes now. So in general, so it's not a fight, I give him choices so that he feels like he has some power and control in decisions. So we went through his clothes. We decided what he wanted to wear each park day. I packed it with underwear, socks for that day, and the pajamas for that night. At the end of the day, the pajamas from the day before and the clothes he wore after we shower and stuff at night, and I get the fresh pajamas on him, will go back in here. So when you get back, all your dirty clothes are bagged and anything you didn't use stayed clean, and you can literally unbag that and put it away, you know, and don't have to worry about it touching dirty stuff. Sometimes too, I will take a giant trash bag and all the dirties will go in there. So this is how I pack for him and myself. Show you guys. This one is my Magic Kingdom. My bra, socks, PJs, jean shorts, all that. So every single park day is labeled and our outfits are in it. It's actually hilarious because I really thought I needed 2-gallon bags for my stuff, but I actually could have got, like, I'm still thinking like a 300-pound woman. I actually could have got all my stuff in the 1-gallon bags. So that's just a really good way to pack. And then if any of your toiletries or anything spills, period, it won't be all over your clothes. And like I said, so I also packed one of his costumes. I might actually pack one of his Star Wars costumes in case he wants to take some pictures in it in Star Wars land now that it's open. I don't know. We'll see. We were supposed to have breakfast with Cinderella in May. I was going to Disney bound. I found the perfect dress. I'm not going to do it now because, like, I can't even, like, I'm going to have to be wearing a mask. And I got the photo pass, but I'm going to have to be wearing a mask. So it's like, I'm just going to do his pictures in that, in Disney World. So it is what it is. Okay, so also in the stroller, I put park extras in the stroller bag that stays, right? So he's been potty trained for well over like almost 2 years, I want to say, I feel. But so I still packed extra underwear because he's going to be in a line, you know, if I can't get to the bathroom in time, I don't know, extra underwear, extra pants. I didn't put an extra shirt because I feel like if something happens to his shirt, I don't know, maybe I should in case he gets wet, maybe I will. But I feel like if something happens to his shirt, I'll just go buy him a new one because I want to buy him Disney stuff too, so it's not a huge deal. I did pack us both extra socks because when it rains, sometimes even though my shoes will get soggy, they'll dry out fast. My socks will not. And I packed him extra socks too. And this is weird. This is TMI, but I packed myself extra underwear because whenever it rains, this happened to me at Renfest one year. It rained. And it's like, I don't mind my pants taking forever to dry out if I sat in something wet, but I can't stand like wet underwear, like from sitting in something wet, or like rides, like water rides. Honestly, like for real though, I'll be wearing a poncho on Splash Mountain. I'm hoping it's open, but that's just a weird quirk. I don't know. If I get like rained on or wet, or I sit in something wet after it rains, I'm like, I can't sit in wet underwear. I can't do it. So that's just stroller stuff, right? And then our flying home outfits I put for the day we leave. And then one bag is, oh yeah, our first night there. Both of our pajamas are in there for I think that's the first night jammies. Basically, the night we get there, we want to close for that day, but there's a bag that's just pajamas for our first night there. And then there's a bag that's just extras, like a couple extra outfits just in case, because like I told you guys the one time I didn't. Yeah, so all right, that is everything that is in my main luggage. Okay, so that's everything that's in the main luggage. I forgot to show you guys. I took this bag from Jackson's backpack stuff that came with like a bunch of little bags, and I made it his little like toiletry bag. I thought it was super cute. So everything that's in the checked bag, right? Okay, then I just have the backpacks. I'm sorry this video is so long. I can't not talk so much. Talk and talk and talk. Each of us have a bag like this with 2 Purells and 1 Bath and Body Works, because I have the little, you know, little holder things from Bath and Body Works. So I'm just going to clip those to our bags. The magic bands are already in here. I got our magic bands. I did orange because Halloween. And then I have a first aid kit, right? And another thing I have is, I don't know where it is, but I have a thing of Band-Aids. I think it's in that toiletry bag. I have a thing of Band-Aids and Neosporin and stuff like that too that I take. And then my wallet, some drop-ins, some snacks already that I packed, some throw-up bags. I have our luggage tags I haven't put on just yet. I'm going to put those on this weekend. And Jackson's bag is pretty much the same thing. And he's going to, his little headphones, I'm going to put his electronic, he doesn't have an iPad or anything like that. But he does have a Leapfrog learning tablet. So I'll put that in there. And then I have a bib for the first days, in case, like I said, in case we don't get the luggage and stuff. And one of those table things, or a couple of those in case we eat at the airport, whatever. We'll see. Yeah, and like I said, he just has sanitizer like I do and all that stuff. Purell wipes. And then, so this is the folder Denise sends you when you take a trip. So, I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to put her information in the description box below, but that's Denise. She's amazing. She's so amazing. She sends you this packet before your trip. She's there with any questions you have. So when it's like normal times at Disney, or if you're doing like a meal plan, she will book all that. You just tell her what you want to do. She'll book it for you. She'll get your fast passes. They're not doing fast passes right now, but like when you are getting fast passes, like she got me every fast pass I wanted last time. Like Slinky Dog Dash in Toy Story World had just opened, and she got us Slinky Dog Dash fast passes. I don't know how she does it. She's freaking amazing, and that's why like it's so beneficial to have her help you plan your trip, because you can still be like, I want to do this, this, and this. You can still participate in planning your trip, but she does all the hard work. I appreciate her so much. She's amazing. And she sends all this information. Some of this has private stuff, so I can't. So like your itinerary, notes to remind you of stuff on your itinerary. Last year, all my fast pass information was on there. She kind of mapped out. That's another thing you want her for. Disney expert. You want a Disney expert helping you, because she planned like all my meals. I told her just where I wanted to eat. I didn't care about certain times. The only thing I cared about was that like we had breakfast at Cinderella's castle, because I really wanted to do the breakfast. And so she just worked her magic. She made it so that our fast passes were near the restaurant. Like, we weren't running all over the park. It was just so smooth and amazing. And during your trip, if you need her, you can just text her. Like, she texted me during the trip, like, hey, because it was like Valentine's Day. She's like, they've set up Cinderella's carriage with photo ops with Memory Maker. And she told me where to go look and check it out. And I was able to do that. And it's just, I can't, like, she's amazing. I'm just like, I know I'm gushing and going on, but I cannot tell you guys how beneficial it is to have her. So she'll send stuff about your resort. And then with everything going on in the world, the word I'm not going to say, any little like information that, you know, are things that have changed, she kind of noted on here. And then she makes the most, I ran out of space on my phone. I'm sorry. I'm like a packing list nut, and I never have to worry about doing it because Denise's like lists are so amazing. So she reminds you of everything you need. On the back, I write anything that's like extra that I need to remember that maybe wasn't on there, which is more stuff like, for instance, I'm packed a week ahead, so I need to remember to put my deodorant in last minute. Just little notes like that for myself. And then she sends you like, okay, where you want to go first in the park, like what the best plan of action is. Each park. So we're doing Magic Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, Animal Kingdom, like the best things to hit first. A Galaxy's Edge information now. Just really cool stuff like the language they're speaking and cool information about the Disney app and time-saving things. It's so much. She makes it so smooth and so easy and so enjoyable. So anyways, guys, I hope this helped. Like I said, I'm going to put Denise's information below. I'm going to be, also, I forgot to tell you guys, she sends maps. It's awesome. And I sit there last time and I marked where we're going to start on the map and all that stuff. And I carried them with me in the park in a plastic bag. That's something else you want to carry with you. You can also use the map in my Disney experience, but I'm like old school till the day I die. Like, I still want to use like an actual map. Okay, so yeah, Denise is amazing. I highly recommend her, and I'm going to drop her information below. She's also on Instagram. That'll be in the information below, but I adore her. I love her. She makes my trips so much easier, so much more enjoyable, and so much less stress. Disney is like, it's like a massive amount of planning going to Disney World. Been to Disneyland. It's much more chiller. It's super calming. It's not as much planning, but I feel like Disney World is like a lot. It's a lot of planning. So she just makes everything so easy. I will be vlogging this time. I don't know how much or how little. I just really want to spend this trip focusing on Jackson and bonding and making memories. So I don't know how much exactly I will be filming, but I will be filming some of it in the experience. It's like a once in a lifetime thing. My friend Andrew keeps joking, like he keeps making jokes at the end of the world and like everything going on, and 2020 was like this, and when Jackson's older, he's going to be like, but I gotta go to Disney. He makes me laugh because he keeps saying that, but it's true. Like, you know, 2020 it was a nightmare, but hey, I gotta go to Disney World. So I mean, yeah, I'll be sharing as much as I do. I don't know, we'll see, but I do want to share the experience with you guys in case you're thinking of going. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. If you stuck with me till the end, leave a thumbs up emoji. Bye.